there, and welcome to the Sports Ladies podcast. This is a sports show we think you're going to love, whether you're a Caleb Dressel fan or you just saw that clip of Snoop Dogg talking about dressage 4 years ago. I'm Ashlyn.
I'm Nifer.
And I'm Steph.
Now, we all really love sports here, but I think you're going to find as you get to know me that my sense of understanding about sports tends to be a little bit gossipier and it relates a lot to like pop culture. Like most of what I know about basketball is sort of related to High School Musical and that one song they sing where they have choreography with basketballs involved.
Perfect. Well, I like sports a lot, but as a hobbyist, I played water polo and I was a swimmer in high school. I was also on the bowling team. What up? Very sporty. I love sports, but I'm mostly a fan. And I just love to talk about things, and I like the things on the court and off the court and how they interact with each other. So my favorite teams are the Dallas Cowboys, so I'm used to being hated, and the Orlando Magic, so I'm used to being disappointed, and Orlando City, so I'm used to being frustrated. That's me.
And I'm Coach Steph. I coach tiny humans in all sorts of sports. I love all Florida sports teams, but have recently discovered that we're best, ironically, in ice hockey. So we could just win with the Florida Panthers. We've won with Tampa Bay Lightning. But historically, I've been an Orlando Magic and Jacksonville Jaguar fan. That really has gotten me nowhere in terms of championships. I also did coach women's basketball at the junior college level. So you can call me coach sometimes if you want.
I love it. I'll call you coach all the time. It's great. Now, okay, my main allegiance in pretty much everything is UCF because I went to UCF. I'm originally from Arkansas. There's no really professional football teams nearby that anyone cares about. So I'm here for the vibes. And it's like the wrong time to be a bandwagoner with the Kansas City Chiefs. So I kind of don't do that either.
That's good. We're proud of you for not jumping on the Taylor Swift bandwagon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
you. Very, very grateful. Well, you might be wondering why we are starting this podcast now. Well, the Summer Olympics are coming. They're just around the corner. And a lot of people who don't normally pay attention to sports pay attention to the Olympics because we love patriotism and gymnastics and swimming pools and fireworks and showmanship. And I think that's a lot what the Olympics has to offer. So this is a perfect time for us to help people get prepared and know how to be in the loop. So you can have your water cooler chat / talk to people in social settings if you need if you need something to say. I bet you might pick something up from one of these episodes. So our first few episodes are just going to be about the Olympics. And then after this seasonal event is over, we will get into our regularly scheduled format, which you will love.
And there's a lot to look forward to with fall sports. So it's all very exciting.
Yes, it's a great time to be a sports fan. You only have to have 17 unique streaming services to watch them all. I'm not stressed about that. Anyway, it just is how I feel. I just wish that, I kind of wish we could bundle it all together and call it cable, perhaps. A cabal of fun. I do want to have a ball. Cable. Yeah, I want to have a ball of fun. Let's have a K-ball of fun. K-ball. I think we can do it.
Cable. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I just bought Peacock because I was like, I have to be able to watch all of the Olympics because I need to watch the modern pentathlon.
100%. As we will see later. Awesome. Well, let's get to the reason that you're here. You will learn to love us. Actually, if you're listening to the first episode, you probably already do because that's how friendship works.
Yeah,
sure.
You're welcome.
Our day ones.
Really appreciate all of you, original Sports Ladies podcasters. But let's just get right into what you came here for. Ashlyn, why don't you get us started on the swimming?
Excellent. Now, you may find that while I do love to talk about sports and pop culture and gossip and all of that, I also have played a lot of sports in my life, and I was a swimmer when I was in high school. So I have affection for the swimming events. I don't ever want to do it again. I'm a very social person. Swimming involves a lot of sticking your head in the water and not talking to anyone. So not my vibe. Not my vibe.
Sure.
These people, they're very good at it. Love that for them. Okay, so maybe you don't watch swimming all the time. Maybe you never swam. This is a good opportunity to learn about some of like the basics. So sort of what happens is, it's not sort of, it is what happens, is that they swim in 50-meter pools. They're called Olympic-sized pools because that's where they are most often used, is in the Olympics and most of like the professional swimming world. And so
Perfection.
I know, it makes sense. It's 50. It's even. It's easy. We love it. And so you'll often hear commentators talk about events that are completed in lengths, like lengths of the pool. So like the 100-meter is the length. It's 2 lengths of the pool because it's 50 meters. You'll go there and back, and that'll be the end of the race. There's 4 different strokes that people swim: butterfly, backstroke, freestyle. Technically, I want to get in the weeds about it. Freestyle, you could really swim anything you want, but the stroke is called the Australian crawl. But everyone swims that in freestyle races because that's the fastest,
the most efficient.
Yep. It's the most efficient. So that's why they do it. I did have a friend on my high school swim team who once swam butterfly in a freestyle race.
Did they win?
No.
Oh, okay. I just had to ask.
I was ready for like the championship pedigree on there.
Oh,
I know.
No. It was to prove a point that you could do it if you wanted to, which I guess you can't.
I like your friend for that. Yes, that's amazing and impressive. Honestly, I never want to swim butterfly any more than absolutely mandatory.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no. So every event is competed. That doesn't feel right, but we'll say it anyway. Each, oh my gosh, what are they called? Each event is swam by one person, with the exception of relays, where you have a team of 4 people at varying lengths. And you can also, this is the worst event in all of swimming, in my opinion, the individual medley, where you swim all 4 strokes in succession, and then you get out of the pool, and then you cry a little bit when it's over. Because it's the worst. It's terrible. Can you tell that's one that I swam?
Because you don't get by with the help of your friends.
You don't. You have to do it all by yourself.
You have to do a medley, but alone. Yeah.
Yeah. You made to guess. I really preferred racing in relays. That was really fun for me. Everything else was terrible.
Yeah. That's the team part of it. That's why you like it.
So in swimming, there's races of many different lengths. We have from the very shortest, which is 1 length of the pool, the 50-meter, and then we have all the way up to 1,500 meters. And so these require the athletes to have like very different sets of skills. So you're not going to have one person swimming in both the 50-meter race and in the 1,500-meter race. You're either going to be a sprinter or you're going to be a distance, a lot like you would be in track running. It takes a lot of different types of skills to swim really fast for really short, or to swim really fast for long. Katie Ledecky is one of those people who sort of toes the line a little bit, because I think she's greatest athlete ever. She's so gifted. She swims from mid distance to long distance. So she swims the 200 meter all the way up to the 1,500 meter, and, has records in all of those events. So incredible. It just is unfair to the rest of us. But she works a lot harder than I do. So I guess I can't blame her for that.
I love Katie Ledecky so much. I fangirled over a Zoom class with her once. I think there's like somewhere, I'll have to find it in the vault, of me like taking a secret computer screenshot. I hope it didn't click and embarrass myself, but I love her so much. Shout out, Katie.
Incredible.
That's still my favorite thing. I love that so much. What a gift.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All of that is boring. You guys want to talk about news?
Not boring.
No, but I like your Olympic pool math. That's good.
Right?
Yeah.
It's important to know what they're talking about.
Sometimes the commentators will say, this person is a length ahead, especially when you're in the longer distances. Yep. And that's like, oh, okay, what does that mean? Or half a length ahead. Or sometimes they'll say like a body ahead. They get crazy like that. Because when you're watching it in the pool, you can like see the aerial of like how far ahead people are. So it's pretty cool. I also was a swimmer, so I'm like really into this too.
Me too.
Although the distance that I swam at isn't even an Olympic event. That's how long it is. 2,000.
Oof, terrible.
So
that's no good.
I'm not a swimmer, but I have people in the grocery store ask me if I'm a swimmer. So that's really the best you could go, right?
I don't know, Stephanie, you give swimmer vibes in like a good way.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I surf. So, well, that's kind of like swimming, right? You gotta swim.
It's close enough. You paddle. It counts.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Okay, Ashlyn, tell us about the hot goss from the news.
Okay, so I think a lot of us has probably heard the headline about swimming events taking place in the Seine River, and they were like, wow, what a bad idea. It's really polluted with sewage. Gross. Don't do that. And then the president of France came out and he talked some big game. And my guy said, we're going to clean it up. And to prove that it's clean, I'm going to swim in the river before the Olympics start. I did a little research to see what's what. First of all, he still hasn't done that yet.
At the time of this recording.
Yeah, caveat.
But he may have done it by the end of July, but as of mid-June, he hasn't. So we'll see. So I did a little digging because I was like, surely, they're not going to make these people who swim in like pristine conditions swim in a river. They're not. This is only for swimming events. There's just a couple of them. It's marathon swimming and the triathlon. So like, it still matters. It's still really gross, and I just wish they wouldn't.
It's not for Katie Ledecky, though.
Katie Ledecky will not be swimming. She'll not be in a pool in the Seine.
From the sewage swim.
Yeah. She will be in the pool. Caleb Dressel will be in the pool. Everyone's going to be okay.
Yeah. It's also the reality of like when you train to swim in an Olympic-sized pool, the 50 meters and pushing off from the wall, like all of those things matter. And when you're competing for world records and all of those kinds of things, it has to be similar conditions where triathletes in the real world swim in open bodies of water like lakes and rivers and even inlets of the ocean. The Escape from Miami triathlon, they swim, you take a little boat out and then you swim into the shore in Miami, which is pretty crazy. So these triathletes know how to swim in open water, but sewage filled water is still a bad idea.
Not great. So, this is an ongoing story. TBD. We'll see what happens. We'll keep you guys updated if anything changes.
Absolutely.
The other interesting thing, I don't know if you guys saw any of this, the Team USA trials are happening at the Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. And watching the video of them like changing a literal football field into regulation swimming pool, wild. I'm like, there are so many Olympic pools in the United States. Why we had to do all of that, I don't know. But it just feels like the right kind of spectacle for the Olympics. And I'm still kind of here for it.
Yep.
I love that means that there are enough U.S. swimming fans that they could fill a stadium to watch the trials. That feels like a really great thing for the sport. And so I think that's really cool because I imagine most of the Olympic swimming facilities don't hold that many people.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if when anyone is swimming, they're saying Omaha as like a homage to Manning. I don't know, but I would.
It feels like the right thing to do. I'll say I was watching some of the trials this weekend, which first of all, I was watching it on Peacock. And I mean, this is the most bare bones production I've ever experienced in my life. The amount of dead air that I was watching, just silence over the air while they were waiting for the next event to start. I was like, oh my gosh, this is hard to watch. But they would like pan shots around. It's like some parts of the stadium were full, other parts were not, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
I get, but I like your point, Nifer. I bet that there were still enough people who wanted to go that it was too much of a crowd for any other venue. But it's like, well, probably still not going to fill the entire Indianapolis Colts football stadium. But it's cool to watch.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing.
So, like I said, trials are happening. As we're recording this, the U.S. is in the middle of team trials. So, like, the details of who's going to be on Team USA for swimming are still a little up in the air, and a lot of other countries are still doing their trials. So, of course, there are favorites like the Katie Ledeckys of the world, the Caleb Dressels of the world are people who are pretty much shoo-ins for the team. I mean, you never know for sure. Anything could happen on any given day, but we don't have any confirmation of those yet. As we're recording, those things are still happening.
Yeah.
Our big names, we've talked about them. Katie Ledecky, if you have not heard of her, she is one of the most famous female swimmers of all time. I would reckon to say one of the most famous swimmers of all time, period. Gender aside. This year,
2 more gold medals, she'll be the most decorated female swimmer ever. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's a pretty big deal. And so I didn't realize this. This is her 4th Olympics. I don't know if like she really has just sort of like come to play in the last couple, but I was like, I didn't realize this was the 4th one. But
yeah, I remember when she was just like a youngin, like new on the scene. Because that was like at the end of the Michael Phelps era. And yeah, just really cool.
Really happy. Katie Ledecky, the new Michael Phelps.
We love that for her.
And we love that for her. It's great.
Yeah.
And so she's swimming all of her normal events, the 200 meter, the 400 meter, the 800 meter, and the 1500 meter. I learned that she has the top times in the year 2024 for each of these events. So it's unlikely that she's going to be dethroned. But again, you never know what's going to happen. So you have to
It's the Olympics, baby.
It's the Olympics, baby.
The drama of the Olympics.
The people are riding that dream all the way to Paris. You just never know what's going to happen.
100%.
The other big name for Team USA this year is Caleb Dressel. We've said his name a couple of times. I also learned there's literally an extra E in his name. You can guess where that is. It just looks a little silly. I even double checked because I was like, maybe this website I'm looking at did a typo.
Oh, and Caleb. I was looking at his last name.
No. Caleb. Caleb. Extra E in Caleb.
I was like, all the Dressel, that all looks normal to me.
No,
I see
Caleb,
it. I see it now.
Extra E.
Caleb. Sure.
Yeah. So he took a break because I think he was having some mental health issues. So he hasn't been competing on like the world stage over the last couple of years. He was at Tokyo, performed really well, but has sort of been like, I would say sort of an unknown as we're coming into the Olympics because he hasn't been competing that much.
Sure.
So
and he also had a kid within the past year too. So
I didn't know that. So he's got different stories. Yeah. Papa Dressel. We love it.
Papa Dressel.
So we'll see what he does there. The other person, because I want to be fair and not just talk about Team USA, I did a little bit of reading. And so Leon Marchand, who is from France and a swimmer, he is probably going to be like one of the big names that people are talking about as like the bannerman for France this year because he trains with the same coach who trained Michael Phelps over at Arizona State. And so people are saying he's probably going to win a lot of medals. And France is really excited for him to be a gold medal winner and really carry the team on their backs. So we'll see how that goes.
Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. Well, we want to keep these episodes from being too long, so we're just going to highlight a couple of things and then pop out just so you know what the format is. So I'm going to give you a little rando facts, and then in the next episode we'll talk about some more sports. But I wanted to talk to you about something that you may not even know is a thing. Did you know that the Olympics has a character or a mascot?
I didn't until you told me about it, which is just, I love a mascot, so I'm really here for it.
I do too. Well, the Olympics, the IOC wants you to know that they are characters and not mascots, but we are going to continue to use the word mascot because I don't know what else to do but call it a mascot. So these are Phryges. I'm not French, so you're going to hear a lot of poor French from me over the next few episodes. It's a little hat.
I love it.
So this is a personified hat. It's a little triangle hat. We'll put a picture on our Instagram, which you should follow. We'll put all the links to those things in the description. They are blue, white, and red, the colors of the France's famed tricolor flag, and has the Paris 2024 emblazoned across its chest. This is a common reference for French people as a metaphor for freedom. Like they put it on like in art, like they'll sometimes put it on like an old piece of art. They'll put the hat on a character, on a person in a painting, that kind of thing. And they also are featured on everyday objects like coins and stamps. And it's an international symbol of liberty, worn by freed slaves in the Roman times and appearing on different emblems in North and South America. So it's known as the Liberty Cap. And so it's one of the symbols of the French Republic. The motto of the Phryges is, "Alone we go faster, but together we go further." And that's why there are two little mascots that go together for the Olympics and the Paralympics. So it's very exciting. Also, can you guess what year the first Olympics had a mascot / character?
1912.
Stephanie?
Although, I should know all the Olympic years off the cuff, but we'll go 36. 1936.
Okay. Close. 68. 1968. Well, so it's a fairly new thing. And his name was Grenoble. No, it was at the Grenoble Olympics in 1968. And his name is Shush. He's a little skier guy. So anyway, very cute. I will probably yeah, because of the sound a skier makes. That's actually where it got his name. Amazing.
Big
also in mascot adjacent news, I learned today that the NBC team is bringing some special correspondents that are the Sesame Street characters. And I just feel like that is news I would want to hear about. So I'm telling you. So now you know it from us.
I have loved to know this news. This has been great for me.
It is Cookie Monster, Elmo, his dog Tango, and Abby Gadabby. That's who's there. That's who's going. Cookie Monster was like being interviewed by, I think, the Today Show people. I actually don't know. Hoda. I don't know what show she's from. Good Morning America, maybe. I don't know. I'm not good at NBC. Sorry, NBC. But they asked what Cookie was most excited about, and he said the one where they're on the mats and they do the flips, and they said gymnastics, and he said Simone Biles is the chocolate chip cookie of gymnastics. And I think nothing could be truer. So
wow. And what a high compliment coming from a guy who loves cookies.
Yeah, and chocolate chip cookies are his favorite, and mine. We have similar taste. And
we like to not be biased, but we all love Simone Biles. What are you gonna do?
We do. I can't wait. I think in the next episode you're probably gonna hear about her. That's my hot take. So tune in next time. Yeah. Anything you guys want to say to wrap us up?
Man, we're excited for the Olympics. I love the Olympics. It's my favorite time. I love to have parties, and I just love to cheer for Team USA and watch sports and watch really obscure things that I've never heard of. It's so great.
It's going to be a magical time.
Absolutely. Okay, I also realized we did not say the Olympics begin on Friday, July 26th, and go through Sunday, August 11th. So if you are putting it on your calendar, there will be sports on basically all the time for those couple weeks. So
awesome.
Thanks for letting us be your little guides here as we get ready for Olympic season. Tune in next time. Follow us in the feed so that you'll definitely get our next episode. Again, I'm Nifer.
I'm Ashlyn.
And I'm Steph.
We'll get that won't we?
We're new at this, so thanks for listening with us, and we're just really excited to share a little bit about Olympics and sports. Okay.
And this has been the Sports Ladies Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Bye.